Hi, my name is Donguya. Today, I'll discuss to you the communication styles of Thailand. Thailand is often referred to as the land of smiles, renowned for the welcoming and warm disposition of its culture and people. It is common to see Thai people smiling and laughing when interacting with others. Communication styles of Thailand when it comes to greetings. Both formal and informal situations, Thai people will greet each other with the word sawadi, followed by ka for females and kap for males. It is normal to refer to someone of a perceived higher status by the title kun, meaning Mr. or Miss, followed by their first name. For example, our feature in purposive communication. Her name is Miss Sheila. So in Thailand, we can call her Kun Sheila. In an international context, a handshake is an acceptable greeting. However, a male will only shake a female's hand if she extends it to him first. Greetings are accompanied by the gesture known as Y, the placing of two hands together with the fingertips touching the nose. It indicates the level of respect for another person and acknowledgement of seniority. A person should bow their head with their palms pressed together to indicate respect. A senior person may politely Y in return to a person who is subordinate or younger to them, placing their hands at chest level, fingertips not touching the face, only a slight bowing of head resembling a nod. This is called wrap Y, like this. The pressed palms of the Y should be higher so the thumbs come into the contact with the nose, and the fingertips sits on the eyebrows to indicate respect to parents, teachers, and elderly. Basic etiquette of Thailand. How one sits, walks, or otherwise interacts with others is based on the status of each person present. Clothing is often used as an indicator of social status. It is considered important to dress in modest and neat clothing. It is generally forbidden for Buddhist monks to come into physical contact with women. It is best to give to a male, then pass forward or hold the object with a handkerchief or tissue. The right hand is used to pass or receive items. Sometimes, both hands are used, but it is taboo to only use one's left hand. Pointing at another person with one's index finger or fifth is considered rude. The soles of one's feet should never be pointed at another person. One should sit in a way that avoids this. Feet should also not be rested on tables or pillows that people sleep on. The top of the head is considered to be the most important part of the human body. To touch someone on the top of their head, especially a baby or child, is rude and insensitive. Cultures of Thailand when it comes to visiting. Thais are generally hospitable and enjoy hosting visitors. It is not necessary to bring a gift to the hostess when visiting. Nonetheless, a gift will be kindly received and appreciated. Appropriate gifts for the hostess include fruit, flowers, liquors, or cakes. Footwear should be removed when entering temple complexes or someone's house. In the home, people often sit on the floor. Women typically tuck their legs to the side and behind them, whilst men sit cross-legs. It is offensive to stretch one's feet and legs out in front of others. Cultures of Thailand when it comes to eating. When someone has finished eating, it is common to leave a small amount of rice on the plate or some other element of the meal. This signifies to the host that the meal was satisfying. A plate wiped clean may imply there was an insufficient amount of food. After finishing a meal, utensils are placed together on the plate. It is rude to transfer food from a communal plate with one's personal spoon. To get food, the serving spoon should always be used. It is sometimes considered greedy to fill your plate with some of each dish at the beginning of the meal. Instead, it is more polite to dish up rice than one or two complementary dishes. This is to prevent overeating. In a restaurant, the host will generally pay the bill. Amongst groups of friends, it is common to split the bill. Cultures of gift-giving in Thailand. Gift-giving in Thailand is quite informal in a similar fashion to Australia. Pride is taken in the wrapping of the gifts. However, the colors blue, black, and green are avoided as they are typically associated with death and mourning. It is thought to be disrespectful to open a gift in the presence of the giver unless invited to do so. Gifts are often small token gestures such as sweets, trinkets, or souvenirs. It is considered bad luck to the giver if the receiver damages a gift. Money is the most common gift for weddings or ordination parties, celebrations of a monk's ordination in the monastery. The do's and don'ts in Thailand. First, we're gonna discuss the do's. Number 1. Be sensitive to maintain the face of yourself in your Thai counterpart. To do so, avoid embarrassing someone by criticizing or correcting them in public. Show gratitude through reciprocating favors or good deeds. This helps build trust in relationships. Show the utmost respect toward elders. Thai people place a high value on observing social hierarchy. Remain cool, calm, and collected when interacting with Thai. Raised voices, anger, worry, stress, and other heated emotions are thought to lead to a loss of face in Thailand. If possible, be moderate in the displaying of unpleasant emotions. We're done with the do's, so we'll go discuss the don'ts. First, avoid speaking loudly or raising one's voice. It can lead to a loss of face. Avoid standing or looming above a figure of Buddha or an image of the king. Always bow your head as a sign of respect. Furthermore, do not point your feet at any image or depiction of the Buddha or the king. Using a single finger to point at the king or an image of the king is also disrespectful. Communication has two types, verbal and nonverbal communication. First, we'll discuss the verbal communication in Thailand. Indirect communication, as the concept of face underpins interactions, Thai people tend to have an indirect communication style and avoid giving flat-out refusals. In keeping interactions amenable, Thai people will often smile or nod. This gives their acknowledgement but doesn't necessarily indicate their agreement. Humor. It is common for Thai to joke during conversation. While humor is used in the typical way to make conversations light-hearted, it is also used to cover emotions of sadness when discussing a tragic or difficult situation. Swearing. Swearing is generally not used in casual conversation and is considered to be crass. Soft voices. Thai people are often soft-spoken. Raising one's voice is generally frowned upon as it implies a loss of control in a situation and can cause a person to lose face. However, people from Bangkok tend to speak louder and faster. Nonverbal communication in Thailand. Personal space. The general distance between two people conversing is an arm's length. When in conversation with a friend or close acquaintances, the distance is shorter. Head. Never touch someone on the top of their head. It is considered to be the most sacred part of the body. Physical contact. Physical contact in Thailand is acceptable amongst people of the same gender, but is usually minimal. Public displays of affection between couples, such as holding hands or kissing, are generally not shown. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something from me. Bye!